Hello, and welcome to our epilogue for season two, the autumn. We are going to talk a little bit about thanks and Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving weekend in the United States, and many people are, kind of reflecting on their life and things that they're glad about, things that they're sad about, things that they're mad about. But today we want to give thanks. So I am thankful that you are here doing the production for Petroma Therapy. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I accidentally came across this idea of Thanksgiving resolutions, if you allow me to say it like this. I've never ever personally experienced this day or this event, this holiday, being the atheist in the Soviet Union, but I thought, why not? That seemed to be a very powerful and positive message, especially that these days when we lead our busy lives, even especially when with this pandemic and all. But I'm trying to do my best. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking.
Well, very good. Well, we had kind of brainstormed a little bit about some things we're thankful for, and number one on my list is the great gift of life. I mean, none of us chose to be born. I just randomly landed in San Antonio, Texas. I was born into a family in San Antonio, and you just randomly landed in, where were you born?
In Siberia.
It just landed in Siberia, and someone landed in the UK, and someone landed in, Buffalo, New York. So the gift of life I'm very grateful for. There's a lot of people right now that are in hospitals from car accidents and skateboard accidents and COVID and just all kinds of things that go on. So to me, number one on my list is the great gift of life. It may be different this year than it was last year, but as you say, at least we're above ground. What's on your list?
I am absolutely with you on that. And as I told you before, somehow that sticks to me. Every day above the ground is the blessing. And if you ask me what I'm grateful for, I'd say thank you for, thanks God for keeping me here alive. Thanks for this blessing. That would be number one on my list.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my number two on my list. In this journey of life, we can call it a road trip. We can call it Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill, which we had an episode in season one. In this journey of life, I am thankful for helpers along the way. There have been teachers and mentors and guides, wise people, nice people who have helped me to get where I am today. So I appreciate the teachers that inspired me to like literature, or maybe someone who introduced me to the Greek myths, or maybe it was a priest who gave me some counsel about life. So I'm grateful for the guides along the way, because the road of life is turning out to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Go ahead. How about you?
Well, I have an uncle who somehow mentioned that I should be, not exactly I, but we should be grateful for the hardship, the challenges sent that God sends our way, because I don't know, I didn't believe him really, because who wants to have more problems, right? But his message was in line with thank you, God, for sending me these hardships and challenges, and which built strength in me and built my character. And because, if you're thankful for each new challenge, you're building your character. I don't know, maybe there is a merit in this idea, but I'm thankful for the challenges I've had, and I'm not even upset, go figure.
Well, there's that expression, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, I'm a little bit of a pessimist sometimes. I say, well, what didn't kill you, it just didn't get you this go round, but it'll be back. So in the road of life, yeah, we have challenges, and when I look back on the things that I've been through in my life, I think the challenges have made me stronger. I didn't really always enjoy them at the moment, but looking back, I can see how that built some character. So I'm going to go ahead and second the motion on challenges, building character. We have quite a few characters in our subscriber list. We thank them for being with us on this journey. And let's see, my third thing that I'm grateful for is for what I'm going to call God-given talents. So some people like to draw, some people like to play the piano, some people like to write poems, some people like to dance, and I was blessed with, the ability to do some writing and to write stories and poems and to do a little bit of painting. So I appreciate those talents. I remember when I was a little girl, my uncle knew that I was kind of artistic. And back in those days, they weren't sure that children painting on their own was really a good idea. So he bought me this box. It was called Paint by Number. And it was these two ballerinas. And all the numbers were there and the paints were there. You had to paint exactly the numbers. So I remember very proudly bringing my paint by number thing out to my uncle. And he and my mother were having a drink out on the patio. And I said, hey, I finished my painting. And he turned around and accidentally with his elbow, the painting turned upside down and fell onto the sidewalk and kind of got smushed. And then he picked it up. He said, that is beautiful. How about you? What kind of small joys do you appreciate, or do you have any talents?
Well, I think somehow, speaking of which, maybe I can, if I consider myself like bilingual by now, and even if I'm wrong, I'm still like kind of can speak English, and I'm thankful for the channel, for the video channel, for this channel we set up, because maybe even if sometimes we are having setbacks and making mistakes, but maybe that way we make a difference in this world, right? So I'm thankful for this little talent I somehow have with you.
And you can also sprechen Sie Deutsch, n'est-ce pas?
Ich spreche Deutsch, yeah, but mostly it's English. Yeah,
oh, okay. Je peux parler un peu.
Parlez-vous français?
Well, someone asked, could we make patroma therapy in French? I said, well, not right away, but we could think about it.
Well, we can always try, can't we?
We can throw in a few little phrases. Well, another thing that I am thankful for, I had a counselor, priest fellow, tell me whenever I would go to talk to him about some issues going on in my life, I would bring something to his table in his office and just sort of set my problem on his table or his desk, and he would lean back and he would say, now let's see if we can find the blessing in this. I go, what do you mean find the blessing? I brought a problem to you. I want a solution. He goes, well, let's just think about this. So I think that this coronavirus could be considered a problem. It's certainly challenging financially, socially, emotionally. It's a big challenge. But if I think about this fellow's words, like where's the blessing in this? It's actually helped sort through a number of things in my life. I've thought about how I spend money and how I want to or not spend money. It's made me think about who my friends are, and people that I thought maybe were a little bit closer to me turned out not to be, and some people that I wasn't really expecting to have any kind of friendship or deep relationship with have turned out to be pretty good. And as you said, we decided to do this patroma therapy thing. So it's the pandemic has been kind of a mixed blessing, and I'm grateful for some good things that came out of it.
Absolutely. And I am grateful, let me just second that, and I'm grateful for not having things I really, really desired because I don't know, if I had, what would there be to look forward to, right?
Or if you had what you want, would be like a sports car or
$1 million, or I don't know. Let me just not start on that. And Yeah, I think most of them, like, I don't really need. Go
Well,
figure.
there's a story that has been kind of dear to my heart for many years. It's called Stone Soup, and several people have told me that I know how to make stone soup. And that idea is that, these soldiers were coming back from war, and there was a woman who was keeping a little house, and, they were hungry, and she just had a stone. And she said, well, gosh, that she put it in this pot and it was kind of boiling. And then one of the soldiers said, well, I have one carrot. So he put that in and then she chopped it up. And then the other soldier said, well, I have an onion. And, the idea is that separately we can't do anything. The old woman just had a pot with some water and maybe like a stone in it. And then the three soldiers came by. And then somehow some bird came by and did something, and a little fox came by. And to make something delicious and savory out of, hard times or difficult times, is a challenge, and I kind of like that idea of people coming together and each contributing a little something towards the stone soup of life.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I just somehow I know we should be grateful more often, or by we I mean I, and but something holds me back. I don't know what it is. Maybe because negative, events to tend to overshadow the more positive ones, like news. They're always negative, and but I'm going to change for the better. At least, we'll try.
Well, I think that some of us are kind of habitual pessimists. Like they say, is the glass half empty or is it half full? If you're a realist, you say it's just a glass filled, it's just a glass of water. I mean, I can tend to be negative and sarcastic and kind of bitter about things, but I'm always good at giving thanks and appreciation to other people. I like to write cards and give little gifts. But I am hesitant to appreciate anything about myself. So, I was able in this little exercise we did today to appreciate that I have the gift of writing, and I have the gift of some family and friends, and I have the gift of this channel and some cool subscribers. So, yeah, I'm going to leave Petroma Therapy, the epilogue, a little bit better than when I walked in the door.
Well, I remember I read it somewhere. This Zen, I guess it's a Zen saying that about meditation. That what was it? Like you have to meditate each day 10 minutes, and if you don't have time, you should meditate an hour. And I think that maybe we should like make an equivalent of with regard to be thankful. Being thankful, like we have to be more thankful each day, and if we don't have time to do that, maybe we should be more thankful even more, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah, and
Well,
be
we have
grateful.
the day of Thanksgiving marked on the calendar in the United States, and we have the opportunity to be thankful every day. So let's be thankful and onward into season 3, which is going to be winter, and we'll see what happens there. So adios for now.